May 5th, 2022. US stocks plunged overnight by nearly 10%. The highest market capitalization in the world is, I steamed it for nearly 1 week overnight. And the next big drop. The inverted one is not scattered. There are many bosses. So for example, the Tesla of Scruggs. That's $820 in one night. That's 5,400 people. You know, on April 26th of last month, Tesla steamed 8,000. However, the second plunge in US stocks, boss and scattered owners. Everyone is a chive. Heck, but it is related to the blood cost of the scattered people. Those rich bosses. There is a book that is turned over because they can't tell us. Fill in the loopholes when you pry the gold of the foot. But here you see it doing the opposite. Reverse harvested the boss of XL Street in 1993. A role model for the world? Man's name is Kenny. He was born into a family of diggers. It's just one generation backwards. The work just happened to fall. The company's stock price fell even further. It's only worth 4 cents a share. He went to the investors. Not only will it never get old, I want to be humiliated by the little girl. But I didn't expect it either. And soon he became a millionaire. The company's stock price is different. For the first time ever, $300. He's crazy about the whole street. And is unclear, start in one. In the middle, he reached a forest. Many workers are digging for him. And that guy over there with the high finger is Mark. He's not only a top student at MIT. There's no wealth digging money. He sold a large amount of wealth in South Korea. As soon as Kenny wakes up, you must have received God's will. He rummaged through the box and figured out how to make a gram. Stealing gold for his wife? Put on your whole body. On the way to Indonesia. And there he found Mark. It's a pity that Chuck saw his downfall at a glance. He didn't want to cooperate at first. But can he really beat him? How much land does that have? Fame. He has lost the last time. It has been shipped to him again. Those who have lost their jobs. It just hits the spot. Then they follow. Crossing the mountains and reaching the destination. Look at the sea in front of you. The man was dumbfounded. This guy is exactly the same as the one in his picture. Kenny, there must be some money in the letter. So he pulls out a napkin. I put a 5-point deal on it. Handshake deal. And Kenny hired every single employee in the company. This is crazy. And they do it with a high-tech solution. Successfully collected $26. Purchased a set of exploration equipment. Then there are the workers. It started digging. But the worst things didn't happen. The stone they shipped has been shipped many times. The gold content is all zero. The money will be wasted soon. You can't buy it, even if it's working. Workers are moving around one after the other. Even if Kenny gets on his knees, he can't hold it back. However, the house leak happened to rain at night. Kenny is not acclimatized by the soil. He was suffering from a terrible disease. This is a very deadly disease. But until the first second, before the coma, he's taking out all his savings.
并嘱咐他
This sentence is successful. He started going from house to house. Water pollution is widespread among the residents of the United States. So this is 1 gram for all of them. They all use water dispensers. The villagers have just returned to work. 1 month? Wait until Kenny wakes up. And they told him they not only lost money and the gold content of each. Here's 8 ounces. The man is tall. They can now spit their eyebrows out. We gotta go. And then suddenly he got rich overnight. It really will be shipped. What happens if you get rich overnight? First of all, those who have climbed high are not. The beautiful woman arrived. On the surface, they are all right. But she's under the table. Don't tease your God. She can't do it in a hurry. But if you add flowers to it, she will be familiar with it, accompanied by a good breath. The stock price of Kenny Company began to decline. Zhang looked down on his investors. I had to condescend to pour him the coffee. And this one came out of nowhere. As for the stock of the company, all the workers got rich overnight. They were millionaires. The value of the gold. Please ask us to do this for you. The fun of digging. Look at the gold in your hands. They didn't have any doubts anymore. With the bosses back and back, the company's stock price started to rise all the way. It was soon brought to $200 per person. All men can buy it if they have it. Kenny is no exception. He started messing around, and this happens to be seen by his wife. Black people are the most difficult to disperse. The man who lost his bundle began to let go of himself. Every night, the pie is crazy. However, what he did not know was that this is the beginning of intervention. It's dangerous. Zhang, happy boss, suddenly revealed his true face. He bought $3 to swallow Kenny's company. The man was furious. Digging is his dream. You can if you want. What's the difference between that and that? Black people are the most difficult to disperse. But Wakamoto's big story. Sure, good fruit to eat. It only took one party. Not only the Indonesian government. It's a good idea for a man. Seize the man's... This is the information. The company's stock price plummeted by 50%. The man becomes a light egg again. Drunk as mud. Fell on the road. After learning the news, he returned to the United States at night. Teach him a lesson. You woke up Kenny with a dozen beats. It was he and Mike who sacrificed their lives for this. You can't hand it over to others. This is Kenny. This is Danny, the son of an Indonesian boy. This kid is the second ancestor of this guy. In addition to eating, drinking, and playing, I like to vote. You can buy whatever you want. He desperately needed to explain himself to his father. If you can pull him in, you can buy the group on the street. Asshole's hand return money. So, Kenny used his own special. Blow hard in front of Danny. Successfully subdued the party. And yet, there was a difference in the proportion of people who invested. Danny wants 95%. And Kenny didn't care. And so Danny did. He has 10% more men. But I need him to touch it.
证明自己的胆量。
The man must be wrong. Look at the tiger in front of you. Instead of running, then he walked up with the beard. I feel that the tiger doesn't seem to have the intention to attack him. He reached out his hand.
放在了老虎的头上。
20% of Danny was dumbfounded. Come on, Kenny! The share ratio is determined here. Danny's share price is 85%. Kenny and Cook shares 15%. 15% doesn't seem like much, but 15% of that $300 bill is horrible. This was in the last world. You know, the 90s. The man turned over. The stock price is even more crazy. Life has its ups and downs. Kenny also has a problem with his wife. He went looking for his wife. Fruit, she has a new boyfriend. And Kenny dropped it. Of course. How long? The team was going to deliver the gold to Kenny. This is the same as the excavation world. It's the highest of all the diggers. The man who used to talk and talk on the street. Now that's a bit of a challenge. I remember those awful days, and he started getting better.
What is a prospector? It's someone who believes it's out there. He wakes up every morning, again and again, again and again, believing it's out there. And then it's not. Right? It's not. And he's standing on the edge of the desert, staring at new day sunrise right in the eye. And the sun gets higher and higher, and it's shining down on him, and it's really hot, and he doesn't have any water to drink, and everybody that came with him wants to turn back, and eventually they do turn back, and there he is. And he's all alone. With the belief that it's out there. It's out there. That's a prospector.
At that moment, all the lights were with him. It was also the peak of Kenny's life, and the trough, of course, is unexpected. Wait for him to wake up. The company blew up. The original gold price. So it's a game at the end. The noodles of the last product sent before do not have gold at all. Someone secretly sprinkled gold dust on it. Created a fruit. This is Kenny. The company has no access to water. We didn't even get people to punch him. These were all his best friends. In an instant, the man was knocked to the bottom. The company's shares were not only cleared instantly, he's being targeted by the FBI. This is Danny's highest ranking position in the stock market. All the stocks of the hand are sold out. Completed the second generation ancestor to invest in the big project. Just the male protagonist's friend K. He sold out all his shares. $1.64 was sold out. Hundreds of people have been matched, and most of the recipients have been missing. They're all from London Street. A group of others who are harvesting. It was also harvested once. As for Kenny, and Buddha was suspicious of him at first. This is the end of the world. He didn't score a point. Look at his clothes. Renkion also couldn't believe that he was the mastermind of the curtain. The most? They released it to check. All the blame was placed on Chuck. And this guy is running away. Arrested by Indonesian police. On the way to custody, he jumped off the helicopter. Wait until the local police find him. He had been gnawed beyond recognition by wild insects. The police identified him through the photos they had on him, except that the 1.64% of the money he had was missing. The best part of the story? The man took a bunch of flowers to his ex-wife's house. Strangely enough, not only did his wife pick him up naturally, he took out a letter and handed it to him. One of them caught his attention. The noodles are a good match between the first time and the first time. It clearly says 50 to 50, and sure enough, here was a check for $8,200, exactly half of 1.64%. Until then, it was then that he revealed a meaningful smile. Department Shadow Roots, real people, and true events change. The score of a certain petal is 8.2. It can be determined that the male protagonist is not only not a victim, he's one of the heads of the agency. He knew from the outset that it was a fake, but they worked together for quite a while. Harvested the bosses of the street, and it's right there in the film. The reason why the male protagonist went to Indonesia by himself is because of transportation. But if you do it, you can find gold. Then we would all be the richest man, and the veil also implies that the whole veil, except for the worst. It's all the words of the male protagonist. Because the real gold is not in any forest. It's not in a river. And in the street, holding a book in those hands. Harvesting scattered financial giants. Okay, that's it for today. If you like it, please note, I am Bing. Looking forward to your next encounter.